Welcome to the Olena patch at Hale Akua. This is where we grow some of the most powerful medicine in the world. 1 foot of this crop in the bed creates about 5 pounds of turmeric. As a farmer, we get paid by the pound and we get paid by the quality of our product. At Hale Akua here in Hilo on the windward side of Hawaii, where we get 120 just a rainy year, we get really high quality turmeric. And it all starts again with the soil. This is some of the beautiful compost we make here at Hale Akua, and we apply it to all of our fields before cultivation of any crop. And the soil fertility here is one of the most important things that we nurture, especially on an organic farm. The first thing that we grow is soil before we grow any plants. And to do that, we add high quality compost and we grow crops that intentionally restore the soil fertility. Right now we're sitting in a little field of turmeric. The Hawaiian word for turmeric is olena. And one of the crops that had been brought over from the Polynesian people. And to grow olena requires a lot of fertility. They're in the ground for 9 months. So you have to prepare to apply fertility over the course of their entire life. And one of the ways that we do that is by adding a lot of manure, adding a lot of compost to the soil. One of the most important things that we add after planting are wood chips. Wood chips, or any kind of mulch source, is going to hold in the soil moisture, and it's going to create habitat for bugs that live in the soil to move the fertility around and to make it available to the plants, and anytime I move the mulch out of the way, there's going to be bugs crawling around in the soil, just showing that it's alive and thriving. One of the other things that we do before we plant our turmeric is in the wintertime we plant what are called cover crops, which are grasses and legumes that are intentionally planted to restore the soil fertility. They're usually in the ground for about 2 to 3 months, and over the course of their life they'll grow to about 5 or 6 feet tall. They'll be lush and beautiful, and then we'll mow them down and to fine pieces, and then we'll incorporate them into the soil when we cultivate before we plant. And what happens is, by adding all that biomass, all that organic matter, it's going to slowly break down over the course of the 9-month cycle and continue to apply carbon and nitrogen and phosphorus to the plants that we're trying to grow. And since turmeric, again, since it's in the ground for so long, we need to think about how are we going to apply fertility over a long period of time. And so organic matter is really the best way to do that. The seeds that we plant are these mothers right here. When we harvest, we separate out the fingers from the mothers. And this little mother, this one piece, is going to ultimately produce 2.5 pounds of turmeric. And we plant these at about 1 foot apart, 2 rows per bed. And this one piece is going to multiply and create several clumps, all in kind of a little tight area, to produce a lot of turmeric. With organic farming, we have to kind of have a longer, slower process where we're thinking in the future, really 7 generations ahead. What are the soils that we want to leave our great-great-great-great-grandchildren? What kind of fertility do we want them to have? They can continue to grow vegetables and fruits and herbs for their kids. And so, taking a step now and putting compost in the ground, I like to say that, every person, if we can go out to our land and put 6 inches of topsoil, we've done our duty where we live.